we just have a meds. When we jam, we jam. When we just have a meds, when we jam, we jam. So, them always call it being the bigger person. You know, be the bigger person, walk away, this and that and whatever. That's why them always say easier said than done, you know. It's easy for you, say, can never reach you. And you know, some people say, oh, you know, people do worse than that and re. Okay. Okay. Them do your worst and you just low it. Okay. We'll see. See how long that lasts. See how long that lasts. So, all of this, it is not just about getting through the day. Dear God, help me, please. I'm tired. Hold on. You see, when you look upon life, come on, I can't hear myself. Like they're interrupting something. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's a thing called irony. A lot of people use it incorrectly. They label things. Oh, ironically, the irony. No, what you just labeled was a coincidence. Coincidence and irony is not the same thing. They're juxtaposed. Coincidence is when something that you and that person coincide because it just so happens you're going to the supermarket and boom, you run into your friend. That's a coincidence. Okay? There's nothing ironic about that. Irony is when the thing you are trying to avoid ends up happening. So for example, you nearly bounce the glass. You reach for catch it. You touch it, it goes so. You touch it, it goes so. You touch it, it goes so. You almost have it. And then boom, glass broke. So you're like, I might as well never did bother try to save it because it broke anyway. So that's a little bit closer to what irony actually is. You try to avoid a situation and it ends up happening. It's kind of almost like a Zugzwang, where you didn't want to lose, but every move you make going to be a loss anyway. None of the moves are good. Yeah, that's what you call irony. You know, that's a little chess metaphor for irony. Anyway, let me tell you what irony is. Irony is you being somebody that started a content creator journey from, let's say, 2017. Nobody in the family never support you upon that. You're on your own to sort out that and, you know, let the chips fall where they may. And if you were successful, you were. And if you weren't, you weren't. And nobody supported you on that. Few years later, though, fast forward to, let's say, I don't know, maybe 2022, maybe 2023, suddenly your family member, relative, your sibling, they now have, you know, whether it is a YouTube channel, this and that or whatever, and there's this outpour of support for that person. And this is not a bad mind or jealousy thing. This is an observation. You understand? Because it's not like I've been had pages. I've been have pages upon pages upon pages upon pages. I've been have them. But who knows? I blame me. You know why? Because I'm kind of hard to keep up with. People talk to me, oh, you have too much number. No. I have two numbers and they're on one phone. If you call one number, it's the same phone. If you call the other number, it's the same phone. What are we talking about? And the said phone is a dual SIM and not too much number. It's just 2 numbers on one phone. You wanna just make life too complicated for yourself. Don't put that on me. But then, in other news, I do have too many pages. Wanna never hear about Sensui? And what happened to him when he read Chapter Black or saw it for himself? Up close and personal? Yeah. Saw a bunch of human beings swimming in demon blood in a jacuzzi and laughing about it while sipping on champagne. Yeah, lying in the waste and corpses of demons. And since we saw it and said no. And then when he murdered all of them now, they asked him what happened here. He said, I saw no humans here. That was his response. His response was, I saw no humans here. Appropriate response. Point I'm making is, boom, split into several personalities. Now he has, it's Sensui and the 7 Sensuis. Yeah. He done to protect his fractured mind. For those of you who remember that little, it was a competitor to Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah. Anyway, the original point I was making is that it kind of hard for support me. You don't know what to follow. What are you following? Are you following this page? Are you following, the Bossman Digital Media, the Bossman Teaching, the Bossman Cinema, the Bossman Shampoo, the Ultimate One Bossman, the Bossman JC Winning, the First Person Tutor, what are you supporting? You don't even know. You don't know. So, it's not. It's my fault. It is. So it's easier to support that person because they have one thing and that's it. That's it. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, going back to the original point, when me do my thing, nobody never support it. When you start doing your thing, everybody jump in. There was even a launch party and things like that. Point is, But then it's the same thing about men and women in general. When a man go through something, he must go through it by himself. When a woman has struggle now, everybody comes to her rescue. You see me? And you just have to accept that double standard, and you just have to live with that. Which is why when you see how hard it is for a man get all the things when get in a life, and then you get up and you feel like you for just have it because you exist. You never earn none of it, and you never do none of the work for have none of this. I never your idea, I never you will help me build this or not. Like, if you help me build it, that's a different story. Like, a man have no problem parting with the money if he know for a fact. Say, let's say for example, God forbid that Layla and Alex Hormozy have a divorce. She deserve half because she helped build him. She deserve it. But that's not most of you. Most of you don't deserve nothing. And speaking of that, you know what? I change the shirt for that one day now. We're going to talk about what you deserve. On the next episode with, we're going to readily apply meaningful philosophy. We're going to ramp. Come ramp with one junker man. What we say? Come ramp with one junker man. Yeah? We just have a meds. We jam.